app that would send it to Instagram and would send it to YouTube and all the places. And it just did not work at all. Yay, lucky me. Okay, so here we go. I am going live in two places at once. I've got my phone and my computer. So I just feel like I'm just looking at myself everywhere. It's hilarious. Anyways, let's dive in. I'm Megan Winkler, aka the Good Business Witch, and today I am talking to you all about our intuition. Now, I do have some notes here because I want to make sure I cover everything. So if I'm looking away from the screen a little bit, it's because I am looking at notes. So we have been taught to value our head over our intuition, right? But we never really truly lose that gut feeling, right? We have those gut feelings that we are all aware of. When was the last time that you had an inkling of something that you couldn't really prove in a traditional sense? Um, but you just felt like, what did you do about that? When you start listening to your intuition and following it more, and this is the whole reason why we're here, you actually grow into the person that you're meant to be. You do. You get to embrace everything that you want to be. You get to run your business the way you want to run it. Albert Einstein is quoted to have said, "I believe in intuition and inspiration. At times, I feel certain I am right while not knowing the reason." That's Albert Einstein, you guys. Today, doctors, scientists, and mystics, they all agree that there's analytical and logical thinking, but also intuitive knowing. And they're really not opposites. In fact, they really shouldn't be. Our intuition is biologically tied to our instincts, and these instincts have developed over eons of human evolution and growth and progress. So while scientists are still researching what intuition really is and why it happens, if you've ever gotten a hunch kind of out of nowhere or had an overwhelming feeling that something was going to happen, then you know what it feels like. So a little bit of science, because I absolutely adore science. We have hundreds of thousands of neurons in our brain, in our body. So our brain and all the stuff going on up here is connected via the vagus nerve, which is that big nerve that runs down our entire spine. And so we actually have thousands of neurons and brain cells, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands in our gut. And so when we talk about getting a gut feeling, it's those signals that are coming through from our brain into our gut. So if you've had butterflies in your stomach, that's neurons responding to stimulus in front of you. It's a signal that maybe like you need to heed the warning. Maybe there's something bad coming your way, or maybe it's something potentially exciting. Our nervous systems, unfortunately, are not the most evolved of processes, of systems. And so a lot of times our body is just like, oh, excitement, excitement, excitement. And really, excitement can be a good thing. We know logically, but our body's just like, it's the same thing. It's danger. So that's why we have that similar butterflies in our stomach. Like if you're going into a job interview that you really, really want and you're nervous, or you've just met the love of your life, like it's the same physical feeling. And if you kind of notice how your intuition feels to you in your body, you'll be able to recognize it more and more. There's so much wisdom in our bodies, and really we've been conditioned to rationalize and logic our ways through situations and our emotions. Um, for me, when really started tuning into my intuition, I realized that mine will actually tingle in the back, kind of top part of my head on the left side, only that side. I have no idea why. It's so wild. But once you start paying attention to where this is at in your body, it is going to shift how you do business, how you live your life, all the things. Did you know that there's actually a study from Barcelona that determined that children as young as 12 months old actually have an intuitive knowing of never experienced before events? They're also able to predict what will happen next, which I think is just amazing. So, our intuition is a natural, normal part of our development. So, if we've been conditioned to release it, to think logically and not emotionally or intuitively, how do we get that back? Well, my friends, the Heart Math Institute has performed some experiments, and they actually show us that the heart will respond to emotional stimuli before the brain will. What? So crazy. There was this experiment where they observed participants' hearts and brains to see how they would respond to pictures that had an emotional quality to them. Okay. So both of the organs responded before seeing the picture. So there was this anticipatory response, but the heart received it before the brain. Roland McCready, who led the team, says the emotional stimulus, was first registered from the heart, then up to the brain, where it's the emotional and prefrontal cortex, where we can logically relate to what we're intuiting. So it's intuition, logic, and then finally down to the gut, or where something stirs. It's kind of that bodily confirmation that something's going on. So when you feel the stirring in your heart or in your gut, it's okay to trust it. In fact, I think you would be better off in every part of your life when you start tuning into those feelings and really trusting yourself. So, if you're loving this episode, please share it with someone important to you, especially today on Valentine's Day. Let's share the love and the intuitive vibes. So, how about doing this in your business, right? Because I'm the good business witch. We got to work it all the way around to business. Our logical brains will say yes to things that are actually a no for our spirits. You've got bills to pay, right? And we are in business to provide for ourselves, provide for our loved ones. And sometimes the logical brain will say, yes, we need money. We need to say yes to this new client. We don't have a choice. And your heart and your gut will be saying, no, they're a horrible fit. And your brain will say, you know what? Like, even if we don't vibe all that much, like, I can get through this. I am professional. I can make this work. But when we trust our intuition and say, you know what? Yes, I could make this work. Yes, I could power through this, but this is not a right fit for me. Our nervous system calms down. We come into alignment spiritually, and we're keeping space open for things that are bigger and better. And me personally, every time I've done this, I've been rewarded with like a new, different client or a referral partnership or something new. Like something has come kind of out of nowhere. So the next time your head and your heart are in opposition, especially about like a business decision, be brave and follow your heart. See what happens. See what happens when you open this space up to opportunities and partnerships in all parts of your lives. Finally, I would just want to offer one last piece of advice. If you're unsure about how to tell which part of your body, your mind, your spirit is talking, stop what you're doing and do this quick little exercise. This is something that I learned from a friend of mine who is also an amazing coach. Take a deep breath and ask yourself a question about the situation, such as, do I want to work with XYZ? The very first answer is your intuition talking. Sometimes this answer does not make any sense, but there's always a truth to it. So listen to what it says and then use your cognitive logical abilities to create a strategy for yourself. Like sometimes we do have to say yes to things we'd rather say no to because we have to take care of ourselves financially and physically. However, if you're working with both parts, both your intuition and your cognitive abilities, you're going to have a better result overall. You're going to develop this pattern of really tuning into yourself to make sure that you're saying yes to the things you want to say yes to and no to the things you really want to say no to. And when your intuition and your brain work better together, like it just, everything's better. So I would love to help you tap into your intuition more. And in fact, if you head to the link in my Instagram bio, you can grab a free guide to working with the moon in your business. And this is just one of the very intuitive, nature based ways that we can work as individuals and you can make your business better. So head up to that link, grab that guide, let me know what you think of it. And next week, we are talking about getting organized really fast. So be sure to tune into that. So until next time, stay magical, my friends. Bye.